Hey guys, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer here. I want to talk to you just a brief moment about what I basically see it means to be a patriot. What does that mean? And I want to explain some of the things that go on in this environment today when you try to get out conservative messages and conservative information. In case you haven't necessarily paid attention, our great country is under attack. And it's primarily under attack because people are trying to get to the basis, the information of, what's going on in our society when it came to our elections. And in case you haven't been following, is as you try to get that information out, the liberal world basically makes sure that that message doesn't see the light of day. Now, why do they do that? They do it because they don't want transparency. They don't want clear information. They just want to try to have you believe that this country is what it is and is going to just be the way it is, and you have no say as an American citizen. And so that's where I thought it was very important to talk to people about what does it mean to be a patriot. And I want to use an analogy that strikes home for me about how sometimes we all get misguided in, what's the word I'm looking for, our convictions as what does it really mean to be a patriot. And I'm going to use this as an example. So take a look at this. This is the website at the moment for the deeprigmovie.online. It's just deeprigmovie.online. You can clearly see it here. When the movie came out, the movie was designed to support the audit efforts. And so just like making any movie, you want to cover the cost, you want to help it do things. So when the Deep Rig came out, it was a way to help fund the audits going on in Arizona. Wildly important to get those audits done. And if you didn't see the movie itself, the Deep Rig, if you remember that the movie came out and the movie was $45 to basically watch the movie, but it actually, has to be paid for when it's first out, because hosting's not free and everything else. And so when this movie came out, and I'm relating this to, for me, what it means to be a patriot. When the movie came out, it actually had a ticket price of $45. And some people said, wow, the price of that movie, which was set by the Patrick and the America Project to help cover the cost. Many people actually says, oh, $45, blah, blah, blah. And only a certain amount of people saw it. And those are the people that I would say were convicted, passionate patriots that understood it's not just about the movie and the information you receive. It's about helping the cause, helping the cause to make sure these audits get done, because your legislators and politicians don't want them done, and it's going to rely on we the people. And so that's why the first time the movie came out, it was basically $45 to watch it. And many people did it, not just because it was $45 for the movie, but to do it because it was a way to support the cause and get it funded. And so that's the first thing to remember. Now, here's where we've gone evolutionary wise with this movie. Now the movie, right? Here's your price. You go to deeprigmovie.online. That's deeprigmovie.online. And now here's your ticket. Now I want you to look at this for a minute, because this is the entire basis of what I want to talk to you about what does it mean to be a patriot? Because sometimes in our very cushy, apathetic lives, we forget some of the things that are at issue with our nation. It's like right now I'm talking to you about this movie, and every time anything's posted on this movie on YouTube, it gets deleted. It gets deleted with a threat that if you keep on posting, we're going to delete your account too, which means you run a risk of not being able to broadcast to the very people that want to try to help fix this situation in America, okay? And so with that, in the $45, people says, well, why isn't it free? Why isn't it free? Well, now it's free. You're basically going to put in your email and information, and you're going to get access to be able to watch the movie. But here's a new thing that's cropping up. As I just watched the comments from where I posted it yesterday. People are now complaining, oh, I have to give my information. See, you're getting blocked on social media, so we all can't talk together. You're getting blocked on social media, so they make sure everybody doesn't coordinate and align to make sure the truth gets out. Yet, when you're now being offered things like these for free, you're going to put in your information. It's the only way all of us can continue to dialogue with you and make sure you get the information, because we kind of have to go backwards in time and get to simple text and simple email, where it's hard for the left to block our communications. Think about that. So the price to pay to get the movie is simple information, so we that are fighting this battle can continue to talk to you. And now people are saying, I don't want to give my number. I don't want to do that information. It's a scam. I want you to think about that. I really just want you to think about that for a moment. Because for me, this is what helps me understand the level of people's commitments of being a patriot. There are patriots that will get out and organize. There are patriots that will get out and raise funds. There are patriots that will host events. There are patriots that will help, will buy a $45 ticket because it helps get the audit done. Arizona people only pay, meaning Arizona people proper tax, $150,000. And it's amazing to me that if you're a patriot, people are now saying, wow, I don't want to have to give my phone number. I don't want to have to do that. This is the price for freedom. And unfortunately, many people, even though they call themselves patriots, aren't willing to even pay any price for staying a patriot. And part of that is just we can stay in communication. I stay on Twitter and Facebook here and YouTube because we shouldn't be preaching and teaching in echo chambers just to talk to the same people over and over. This is about reaching more people, right? To get the word out. And so you have to stay on all platforms, and you have to do everything you can do. And one of the things you can do as a patriot to get this movie for free is you put in your information. So now we have ways, and I'm just speaking for the America Project, all of us involved in it, have a way to communicate with you when things come down the pipeline that you need to understand or you need to be informed of, that the very platforms won't let us broadcast. So I want you to consider that. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. The price right now to see the movie is very simply, and I'll give example to Jason here, who's a troll. Why is my information so important? Why should I have to share it with anybody? See, Jason, that's called free will. You have the ability not to share it. Think about that. When you go to that website, it doesn't demand it. It doesn't force it. It doesn't even auto-fill it. But you take somebody like here, Jason, typing, screaming, why is my information so important? Why should I have to share it with anybody? You don't. See? And the point is, Jason, you never would to begin with, because you're not a patriot and you're not involved in this. And therefore, you must accept you're totally irrelevant to this discussion. However, when people literally basically say, why do I have to do it? Why do I have to share information like that? And then they start complaining and they want everything, right? All of a sudden, they complain and they don't want to do it. Here, Jason's back again. You just caused a big ass red flag in my eyes. No, Jason, I just told you the truth. And the number one thing the world wants in society is truth. But the hardest thing for society to swallow is the pill of truth. And I just told you that. See, Jason, nobody was forcing your information. Period. That's it. That's it. Gene has it right. If you're afraid of giving your info, newsflash, it's out there. Watch the movie, share it, ask those to share it. It needs to go viral. Gene understands it. Jason's a plant. This is how it works. This should be a live demonstration for you how the left works to manipulate it. They want you to stay fractured. They want you to stay disconnected. That's how, unfortunately, this game works. And so for me, what does it mean to be a patriot? Sometimes even the smallest moves in the world, such as putting your information on the list so we can now communicate with you at text and email, okay, is the price we pay to make sure we can all talk together, participate together, and you can hear the information. And so the movie, you're basically going to go to deeprigmovie.online. deeprigmovie.online, right? And it's a small price to pay. And you're right, Diana, stirring the pot because they can't handle the truth because they don't want the truth. And you're right, Laurie, brutal honesty is what people don't want. Aaron, of all people, you know that. You talk to people all the time fixing this. And you're right. people just don't want to know. They also don't want all of us talking to each other, sharing this information. So I submit to you, there's many ways to be a patriot in today's society. But the least effective is thinking about it. If you just think about it and don't do anything, then you're not really a patriot. You're just thinking about being a patriot. That's the first thing. Second thing, you can be a patriot, but just liking, hey, I like this comment, likes really don't do anything anymore. We're in a battle. And right now, part of what happens is things need to be retweeted and shared. We should be retweeting and sharing things like our life depends on it. Do you know why? Because our lives depend on it. And so I'm just asking each of you, as part of getting out the truth and information, is now's the time when, just like Joe says, you're the multiplier. And that's right, you're the multiplier. So now the movie, everybody heard, everybody had to do it. All kinds of contracts had to be redone with producers, directors, all this stuff to get it undone, to get it out to you and to the public. And now it's free. And now it should be shared. And it's going to be a battle to share it. Right? And Nicole here, I'll bring this. Nicole said, I put my information in, nothing to worry about. I also want to let you know, the left is watching this movie come out, and Google has taken the email and they've rerouted it to your spam box. And so what the left gets on, they get in, fill the information, they get the email back, then they report that email as spam. The bots take over, and everybody that tries to get the movie, you don't get your activation link back. It goes to your spam box. That's how this digital war is done, and that's what they do. So I suggest, folks, you want to be in this war and you want to help win it, it's probably good to watch the movie and to understand what's going on with it. And if you want to be part of this and help, right? Hey, Benjamin, if you want to be part of this and help, consider, now it's free, watch the movie. Yes, you have to give your information. And so for me, that comes down to, what are you willing to do to fight for your country? And if you're willing to at least share your text and email so you can be a confirmed user, and now you can be communicated with where the other guys can't block it. They'll still do spam and stuff, but that's a small price to pay to try to fight for our great country. And so I'd just like you to consider it, folks, if you would. Just consider it. You go to deeprigmovie.online, deeprigmovie.online. Okay, and you click two choices. One's a group showing, and the other is, of course, an individual showing. And you click on it, it's going to ask your information, and it's basically going to say, by entering your phone number, you consent to receive a marketing messages through automated system, because that's what helps keep these things and movements going. I want to thank every one of you, and you can choose different ways to do it, but you just got to understand, folks, we're fighting also to make sure all of us can still talk together. And one of the things, the way to do it is to make sure you're in the communication channel so we can all talk together before we all have to become the Wolverines. And this is just it. So that's it very much. I want you to basically understand what can be done. And complaining complaining about a free movie, it just made my heart hurt to see people on my Facebook complaining about, first it cost $45 and now the things are done to get it free. It just made my heart hurt, and I was just convicted to put this out. Y'all take care, share it, watch the movie. It's worth watching. It's worth watching. Take care. Bye-bye.